centuries, millennia, there have been children who didn't quite progress and develop the way their peers did. We never knew exactly why. Now, increasingly with programs like Dr. Chung's, we're able to find out why.
If you have a child that's ill, you want to take them to a place like Columbia because of the expertise of the physicians there and the resources that they have. Not only are the clinical physicians superb, the research is superb, the support system is there, there's an infrastructure to help you, and they'll get to the bottom of what the problem is and treat it.
We have 3 children. Our oldest daughter, Caitlin, is almost 13. And then we have twin 10-year-olds, Loyland, daughter, and our son, Charlie. Caitlin was born typical, had no issues with her pregnancy or birth. A few months after she was born, we noticed that she just wasn't moving as much as a typical child and didn't seem to be quite developing physically, but socially she was normal. She got worse and worse, sort of more symptoms, getting spastic and having trouble eating.
They didn't know what it was. There was no evidence it was hereditary. There wasn't any family history of anything. Dr. Fury went on to have twins, actually. And after that happened, unfortunately, it became obvious that it was hereditary because one of the twins, in fact, seemed to follow their older daughter's footsteps. They went to the ends of the earth to find out what was going on with the children.
As most concerned parents would do, you do everything you can for them, and it is frustrating not to know, what their future is going to be like.
Both of them, coincidentally, around age 6, they weren't able to breathe on their own, and we needed to do a trach, and they went on ventilators. So it was sort of this process. Having the older child first, I sort of knew what was coming for Charlie, but not having a diagnosis, we had no idea what to expect next.
With the completion of the human genome and subsequently getting to understand what genes do what for disease, we've now been able to take the time to diagnosis and compress that time tremendously, at least for genetic conditions.
3 years ago, Dr. Chung called me and she said, I'm 99% sure this is what your children have. It's a diagnosis, it's called prune, P-R-U-N-E, like the fruit, and there are 2 children in Turkey who have the same diagnosis, yet a little bit of a different genetic abnormality.
We felt we had done so much as parents to try to figure out how to care for the kids. You do all these things and you just don't know, did we do enough? And so to finally get a diagnosis, we felt very good about having that.
And it was actually families in Turkey where we found not just the second, but the third and fourth families that have the same prune gene mutation. It's been still a learning experience to realize that this is just the beginning of the next chapter. We certainly are not yet at the end, but just being able to know that we're not alone, being able to understand from other families what to expect, is the beginning of the next chapter that gets onto the treatment.
Wendy's a great doctor who has made such a contribution in this area of precision medicine and rare diseases. Personable, wonderful with patients, and she's extremely thorough and conscientious. She's not an alarmist. She has a very lovely, soft sense of humor. Parents feel very safe with her, kids feel very safe with her, and she's very persistent. She doesn't give up on you.
She's been really honest over the years too in terms of what she knows and doesn't know. She's able to collaborate with other doctors.
We went all over the country, and ironically we ended up right uptown. They all have good intentions. There's good doctors at all these institutions, but the way that Columbia has collaborated, they work together not only within their own hospital, but reaching out to the other institutions. They're really on top of it.
We're really extraordinarily proud of the programs that Wendy Chung and her colleagues have developed. The concept that children with undiagnosed diseases, problems but no obvious cause, can come here, be evaluated. We can figure out what's going wrong and increasingly find something that can make their lives better. That's a paradigm for what we're all about here at Columbia. And Wendy Chung is a very special person who really epitomizes what we're all about.
We are entering a new era of medicine, and I can't emphasize this enough. There are new opportunities that we have in terms of treatment. We are getting to the point of finally starting to realize the potential of the Human Genome Project. We are at that precipice, that there is a new era dawning, and that's the reason for the hope.